Hey there, beautiful people of YouTube. It's a very interesting day in the markets. I'm going to be covering what's going on with Tesla. We saw an amazing spike up. Obviously, it's going to be a big day for Tesla. I'm going to let you guys know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get this video out early so it could be of some help to you guys. I was in the moomoo chat earlier today talking with you guys about some of these trades. We're going to be talking a little bit about Amazon, Google, Bank of America, Tesla, and Apple, and I'm going to give you guys some insight as to what I'm doing with my trades and where I think these are going and what I see in the charts. This is the Stocks with Josh show. It's a beautiful Wednesday on Wall Street. Hit that like, say hi in the comments. Thanks for joining this page if you recently subscribed. Okay. The market kind of had a push up this morning, and then on the QQQ, there was some hard profit taking. It brought Tesla off of its momentum move up right beneath $300, which is incredible that we got to $300. So awesome, super profitable day. When it pulled off, I did shave some of my position. Guys, I told you in yesterday's video that we had some bearish signals in the charts going into earnings, but that I was in it and there was still big profits to be made. There was big money to be made trading Apple today, big money to be made trading Tesla. Google fell asleep on us. I'm not sure. I'm going to give you a few thoughts on that trade. Bank of America's up, but I don't like Bank of America because I don't understand how a stock is going to move up for the next 6 months. You got to remember, Wall Street's forward looking. How is Bank of America and the banks going to move up when we saw that even though they beat market expectation, that there's been a loss of $200 billion in their deposits? Guys, if you're a bank and your core business is to hold people's cash, the only way that your stock should continue to rise is if there is an increase in deposits, because that enables you to do more with the money. But if the trend is going down, if the trend of deposits is shrinking up, then why would we think this stock can go higher from here? Well, I don't. That's why I'm not a buyer of the banks and I'm not a buyer of Bank of America at this level. I am, by the way, getting ready to open up a new business account with Bank of America, so I don't dislike them as a company, but even though I'm going to put some money back into the organization, I don't think I can overcome the money that they're losing from month to month, and I think that trend is going to continue. So be cautious, consider taking profits, because the long-term trend may not be that great. One of my favorite comments that I saw today regarding Tesla was from a guy named Creepy Joe Jr., weird handle, but he said, "Who bought at $299 expecting $300? LOL, shame on you." And guys, I brought that up yesterday. We're at the top of the range. I said, somebody, I just don't want it to be you guys. Somebody's going to be a bag holder. They're going to get the very top trade, thinking that this is going to the moon. Just let's be careful. Like I said, I shaved some of my Tesla. I didn't get rid of all of it, but I shaved quite a bit of it today when it pulled back. Tesla's got gaps to fill down at $265. So as far as the bears are concerned, they probably did load up right beneath 300, imagining that the run is over. That could backfire on them. You have to remember, Tesla is up big this year. It went from $101 to today, $299. So if you have been bullish on Tesla, it's been a massive payday. But like I talked with you guys about in a recent video, for an entire year of 2022, Tesla was bearish and it was going down, down, down the entire year all the way through. But a lot of those bears who made massive wins, billions of dollars were profited from shorting Tesla, they turned around and gave it all back in the first 6 months of this year. So what we have to be mindful of is we don't want to be the bulls that are so greedy that we turn around and end up giving back any of our gains. I don't want to lose $1 of my gains, so I'm gonna fight that tooth and nail. We got Tesla's earnings really soon here in the next couple hours. The market's expecting 82 cents on $24.48 billion in revenue. So let's get really specific. We know it's all going to come down to profit margin. It seems that the consensus profit margin expectation is 19%. A little bit less than half of the analysts have said that they could hit 18% and that they should still be in a good track moving forward. And the fact that we're looking at 19% or even better is based on the fact that the CFO said during the last earnings that we would see improvement in the second half of the year on their margin. Well, we're not in the second half. We're just in the second second quarter, and so we might be too early to see that improvement just yet. But I'm going to give you guys some stocks with Josh predictions. If we were to somehow get a 20% profit margin, then this stock is going to hit $317 after market. But if we were to get 16%, then we're going down to $266, and we're going to go down there, we're going to search out that gap, and we're going to get it filled. The basic resistance that it has to close over today to get us into the next trade range would be $303. If we were to get above 303 and close above it and come back and backtest it, Tesla would open up technically to go as high as $340. So that's a critical area we have to watch Tesla hit and maintain. But on the bearish side of the coin, if you wanted to begin to take a long-term position in Tesla and you had an ounce of patience to contribute to this market, you wouldn't look to take an entry position until Tesla got to $245. All right, I'm going to quickly cover my thoughts on the Amazon and my Apple trade, but before I do, if you need better trade tools and you don't have the earnings calendar that moomoo app offers, that's the one I use. Every day we're in earnings season and I'm using their earnings calendar to make money. It's super easy. It gives me an earnings overview after earnings gets posted. It enables me to quickly go through who's up next for earnings. I love it. It's worth having the app. But in addition to that, not just for the earnings calendar, there's two other big benefits to moomoo. One is they're giving away free stock, up to 16 free stock and an additional $50 bonus. Each stock could be valued at $2,000. But the best and final reason to getting moomoo is that I host a chat group on the app called Stock Josh Fam. Great community. Love all of you guys. Got to give a shout out to Miss Mary, one of my great admins over in that group that keeps an eye on things and gives great technicals. I happened to watch her today give technicals to someone that had asked for them. I turned around, ran the technicals, and we were near identical. So I have to say she's doing a great job. Thank you, Miss Mary, for all your work in the chat group. If y'all love Miss Mary, say so in the comments. Throw a heart in the chat. All right, let's touch base on Amazon. They have earnings this next Thursday. So far, they're up 69% this year, and there's a lot that are speculating that in this particular earnings, we're going to see a turnaround on their AWS cloud business, which had been in decline. There's strong speculation that they're going to announce a tick up, and that's all they need. All Wall Street wants to see for Amazon to go significantly higher is they need to see that the business core units are moving back towards profit. They need to see that any decline has come to an end and there's a tick up, which gives the hope that in the next quarter it could be higher, and that would be plenty of reason for people to load up on Amazon after their earnings. So you know that I brought the Amazon trade to the family and that I'm in it, but we have to go through the technicals and see where our areas of support and resistance are, because it is not enough just to load up and buy into a play. You want to buy in at support. You want to buy in strategically. Technically, it doesn't look to me like it's breaking down. We're only in basically a beautiful sideways consolidation, which is really good, which means that this level moving forward could become a super strong support once we break up through it. So great sideways consolidation after a move up is exactly what you want to see for taking a long-term position in a play. Having said that, I want to warn you guys, like something that I often point out to you, that right before a move up, we get a fake out to the downside, causing everybody to panic sell, only for that to become a spring that loads that pushes the stock higher. Now, my target on Amazon is $146. I see strong resistance at $136.60. If we then close above that level, then we would get the squeeze. I have, though, raised my stop loss to $131, and let's look at the bearish side of Amazon for a moment. Now, we just saw that the June retail sales report month over month came out with a tick down from moving forward. And so that's a huge concern. If there's a slowdown in retail spending, Amazon, one of the biggest retail suppliers, is going to see a tick down as well in their earnings. The bearish case in that scenario would look like some sort of forward guidance suggesting that Amazon was expecting that the second half of the year might not be as strong as the first half. Because technically, even though the June retail sales report showed a tick down, it really should not be heavily reflected in this earnings. So as long as they don't give bad forward guidance, the stock could absolutely move up. I gave you guys this trade when it was at 126 bucks. I told you that I was loading up on that day. There has been unusual options activity on Amazon. It's been coming in as the #2 traded stock for investment firms. So right now I'm going to continue to give it the benefit of the doubt and look for that squeeze moving forward. Nothing has changed on my bullish sentiment for Amazon. All right, let's get into Apple. Some interesting news in Apple, as well as some interesting price action that I've got to cover with you guys. It shot up to $198, and I'm going to explain to you why in just a minute, but let's just talk a little bit about the technicals. I closed my position on the bullish news at around $197, and some of you are going to question why, but I'm going to tell you why, and I'm also going to tell you what I think is going to happen in this play moving forward. First, I take profits when stocks hit my target. You got to remember, I always tell you guys, I buy on support and I sell at resistance, and so 198 was resistance. I took profits shortly after it hit it and cooled off. And another big reason why I did that is because Apple gave us a gravestone doji. I just got done telling you guys about the difference between a gravestone doji and an inverse hammer. One of the funny comments I got in the chat group that perhaps I even shouldn't repeat, but someone said, "Is that an inverse hammer, or are you just happy to see me?" All right, anyways, moving along quickly. We did get a gravestone doji because a gravestone doji is differentiated between an inverse hammer, even though they look exactly the same, by where they're positioned in the trend. If it is positioned at the top of a run, then that means it's a gravestone doji, implying a pullback. If it's positioned after a pullback, that means it's an inverse hammer and it's suggesting a more powerful bullish move up. And so that's how I saw it. So it was another technical confirmation to lock in some gains. So everyone's going to be asking me, Joshua, are you bearish on Apple? Absolutely not. I'm not bearish on Apple yet. The market has not told me that the Apple move is over or that the bullish move up is over, but we are getting lofty and we are getting frothy. Tonight, I'm going to be going live on a Core 4 meetup over on Keenan's page. Make sure to get to that live because I'm going to be sharing some thoughts impromptu with the group and with all of you guys on this market overall. But here's one of the things I want to point out to you guys. I showed you guys this large channel that Apple's been in for a long time. I'm not going to be concerned about the Apple trade breaking down or the markets breaking down until I see Apple break out of that upward trend. Now, we could pull all the way back to $185 and still be in an extremely bullish momentum move in Apple. And around there is where I'm going to be looking to load back up. Now, my specific target price for re-entry, it's going to be the same entry price that I just took a couple days ago, which was $188. We are 10 days away from Apple's earnings, and even though Apple is slowing down just a hair today after its push up, I think a $200 Apple stock is still very much on the table. If I'm able to get back in at 188 bucks, my target is for another 200% gain on my call options. But I'm going to caution you, don't follow me. Options are incredibly risky, and everyone's financial situation and their risk tolerance is completely different. But here's the news story on Apple. Apple's run up so far on its own merits on being a well-run company and rolling out various new products, but it really hasn't announced much AI. But in my view, it's going to make a huge AI announcement this earnings, and it's going to cause the stock to jump over $200. They're going to say the magic words, Apple GPT, and the stock could potentially go wild. I want to read this article that came out today. Apple stock is trading higher Wednesday as reports indicate that the company is quietly working on artificial intelligence tools that could challenge those of OpenAI Inc., Alphabet Inc.'s Google, and others. It has built its framework to create large language models, or the AI-based system, at the heart of its new offering, like ChatGPT and Google's Bard, Bloomberg reports, citing familiar sources. So yeah, that's the huge news that we've been waiting for on Apple, and that's the news that could cause Apple to go absolutely parabolic and cause all the bears to have to close their short positions, which, remember, they have to buy the stock to close their short position, and it's just going to be a massive load up and possibly a huge push above $200, and I would be inclined to think that that's going to be the very tippy top. I will absolutely be sending the red alarms once I feel we've gotten there in the charts. One last bullish thing I want to give to you guys about Apple is that they actually went up and hit their very peak today on higher trade volume. The trade volume was up 47%. And remember when I was cautioning you guys yesterday about the fact that we're getting near to the end of the Tesla trade, because even though the Tesla stock price was going up, It was going up on lower trade volume. And lo and behold, today's trade volume was down another 9%. And so let's just take a look at these two pictures. Tesla's price is rising on lower momentum. Apple stock is rising on higher momentum. Two very different stories, and that's why we keep an eye on the charts. All right, that's it for today. We've got great stuff to watch. I'm hoping to get this video up very, very quickly. I've got a live this evening that I hope you guys will join me for. I think it's going to be great dialogue. I'm going to expound on some of these big trades I've just talked about today, as well as look at some of the small cap trades like Palantir and SoFi. Perhaps they'll come up, but check me out over on Keenan's page for a live tonight. Markets are heating up. There's going to be winners and losers. There's going to be some that hit a wall and pull back, and it's going to be time to take profits. I've shaved down my position on Tesla because of the technicals I gave you guys yesterday, and today I'm going to close my full call option position right before market close. It may jump over $300. It's okay with me. I'm still in my long-term shares, and tomorrow I'll reassess where support is and what it's going to look like in my option trading moving forward. Guys, I hope this was helpful to you. Thank you for hitting that like. Thank you for joining this page. Say hi in the comments and let me know what kind of day you had on Wall Street. As always, peace and blessings. Talk to you soon.